Here we
Yeah.
go. And we are going live. Yeti Talk, and we are live. Got Paul Necker along with me and Peter Leota. What's going on?
How you doing,
Nothing
Pete?
much. Doing good. Doing good.
So,
Looking good. Looking good.
Thank you.
so I've had a chance to talk to you, but now it seems like you've got an official tryout somewhere. You're going.
Yeah, I'm going to New Jersey. So I'm flying into Jersey, staying in Jersey, but I'm practicing in Philadelphia for the Virginia Hampton Hammerheads.
Okay, so it's still that same team. The way I heard all the other stuff, I wasn't quite sure how it was playing out, but
Yeah, I was a little I think they did it uh up here um to like accommodate for a lot of other guys cuz I think they have a lot of other dudes coming from like more northern states.
yeah. Yeah, it probably makes it a little easier for the travel. I know I'm actually talking with a guy, Todd Lloyd, on Monday, who I believe is down there.
Mhm. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good to meet some of the guys. I mean, I think there's 20, 29 guys going to training camp. 25 are going to get signed to dress, and then four are not going to dress.
Nice. So you got 29 guys going down, 25 for dressing. You know anybody else that's going down to it, or are you the only guy that plays in this immediate area?
I think it's just me. I mean, I know Blaine has been talking to the guy, uh, Coach Jim Mulligan, but I don't think he's going to go down.
Sit this one out.
I think so. I think that's what he's going to end up doing. I'm not. He seemed a little on the fence about it, but I don't really know.
Gotcha. So you must be pretty excited. I heard you scored, was it the game tying goal out in Nashville? Game winning goal out in Nashville? Then you guys ended up winning by two?
Yeah, it was the go-ahead goal. We were tied for a long time, and then scored with like a minute left to put us ahead, and then we scored one with like 1 second left in the tournament to go up by two on an empty net. But yeah, it was sweet. It was a lot of fun.
How was the Nashville tournament? Other than, I mean, obviously sounds like it was a great time as far as winning the championship, but I mean, how'd you feel you played out there?
I thought I played great all around. The whole team played great. The first game against Chicago was close and a lot closer than we all expected. It went into overtime, which we ended up winning, obviously. And then who else did we play? Oh, we played a team, more dudes, and they were also very good. And
They
we
were at
ended up
Lax
beating
night,
them
right?
by one goal again. Yeah, they were at Lax night, and then they were also in Ireland, and they won it out in Ireland. I understand that that's field, and they are a field team, so it was interesting seeing them in a box.
Yeah, that must have been a good time. So you played well. I think everybody else played. I mean, obviously you guys played well. You won. But Paul, what'd you hear about the tournament?
I've heard as players wise, talking to players, they loved it down there. Obviously, it's Nashville. Nashville is what Nashville is, and I'm sure it's a heavily night and daytime enjoyment. After a game, I'm sure you can start to rip it up pretty good. But they enjoyed it. They had nothing but great words to say. Bear Paw Productions, I believe, put it on, and they said something about it was a great time. Had a great time. We got the golden pick. Bang bang bang.
Yeah, sounded like it was a good time. Now, you guys had the open floor, and last night was the second one. How many guys did you guys have show up for that?
I think we had 43 total.
43
43
total.
total. We had we had several. I want to say probably about 4 or 5 guys from Binghamton made the drive up. Syracuse definitely represented, but the local guys really started to show up last night. It was good to see some faces that we haven't seen in a while. Some older guys that were a little skeptical because of we want to bump hips and be able to run tomorrow, but they they hung around. They got a couple runs in, and they seen that the guys were having a great time, and we let them run, and they had some fun. And an hour and a half later, they were pretty tired. I can tell you that much. Tony was there. Johnny was there. It was pretty good to see all the coaches. Coaches drove in last night. They wanted to check out the facility, and they were, jaw dropped as far as they're excited to get into the Nexus Center and get things going. We've had a lot of guys tell us last night that they're interested in trying out for the Yeti this coming year. So we're excited about that. The numbers, I'm excited. It's great to see box lacrosse being run. We had shot clock running, guys up and down. We'll work on the line changing. Guys were getting a little bit greedy, but you're going to do that when you're in the facility. Everybody's going to want to strut like the turkey and show their feathers. So it was good to see. But once everybody starts to come along, I think we're going to have a great showing with the indoor box. It's pretty cool. Very exciting.
I mean, Pete, I'm sure it was nice for you to be able to get a stick in your hand, kind of get a couple more runs in before you head down to the what do they call it? The final tryout, the final cuts camp.
Yeah, they call it training camp. I don't know if they're gonna cut guys yet. I don't know. I've heard a lot of different information, so I'm kind of just going with the flow.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it definitely was refreshing because like I'll go out for a run 2 miles, 2.5 miles, and it's like it's not the same from starting and stopping and moving side to side, and it's like it's not the same.
No, you can't mimic it. So, what did you think about playing in the new Nexus Center? How's that?
It's beautiful. It's great. It's really nice. I kind of like the seating. I've heard like some mixed reviews that like, granted, you can't really well where we practice, you can't really sit, but obviously when come game time when we're in the arena, there's seats and stuff. But where we're practicing, it's cool because like you could see it behind Mr. Necker. There's like a second floor balcony, and you can look right over, and like you're right there. You're
Yeah.
right there, and you could just see everything. Because I was there for a hockey game for one of my friends, and it was cool being like right there, and you're right on top of it, seeing everything.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you're looking down at the play. It definitely gives you an awesome perspective. So it looks like you're actually standing right over the players' benches. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's as far as for tournaments and everything, it's going to be interesting. Somebody wants to start chirping you, you're going to definitely hear it because they're right on top of you. So it's going to be interesting on how that goes. But as far as it's a beautiful, the setup is, it's incredible. Beecher, you said you're coming up Sunday, so you're going to see it firsthand. And yeah, I'm excited. As far as I wish Peter didn't have to travel all the way down. I don't know if he's heard the news, but the PBLA is going to be hosting the tryouts for the Syracuse Stars and also for the Binghamton Bombers this weekend at the Nexus Center. So
The Spark.
the Sparks,
The
whatever
Spark,
they
not
are.
the Stars. The
Stars.
Spark
Well,
should have
there's
been
a
the
Syracuse.
Sparkle Muffins, but they
That's
decided to call it the
part of the
Spark.
stars. The stars have aligned, I guess. Whatever.
Stars of
Yeah, I'm
Light.
jealous. Those guys get to stay local.
Yeah, the as far as the very excited. Everybody was invited in. Anybody that wants to get in there and come down and watch, it's an open tryout. As far as they're welcome to come down, watch what the pros do. How do you what do you got to do to become a pro in regards to what's a training camp consist of? That's and it's open, it's free. I talked to Mike. I apologize, Mike. I'm not going to say your last name because I'll butcher it, and I apologize beforehand that I don't want to butcher it. So I talked to Mike from the PBLA this evening, and anybody can come down. It's open doors. They want people to stop in, see what the product is on. And I said the quality thing is Binghamton is, half the. I'm not going to say half, but I know there's probably about 4 or 5 guys that are trying out, and then you also have Neil and Mr. Lewis. Coach Lewis, Sir Ryan.
Ryan.
I call him Ray Lewis, and I apologize to him all the time. It just sticks in my head, Ray Lewis, because of his defensive style. He's awesome. But anyhow, as far as half that team is, I'm not going to say half. There's a lot of Yeti on the Binghamton sign-in roster to see who makes it. So I'm excited to watch them in particular. But I'll definitely be watching everybody. As far as Trenton has the Yeti, Patty Crosby. As far as Patty's trying out with the Trenton, as far as Casey's playing or trying out with the Sparkle Muffins there. As far as Syracuse, we'll go with Spark.
Yeah,
I just don't know why that. I get it. It's a class. Well, why Sparkle Muffins? That's different.
It's a deadly spider. Have you seen any of the Google images for what the Sparkle Muffin actually is?
I've seen some meme kind, and I gotta believe that they're not a meme. That's not what they're. It had one of the unicorns with some stars behind it and stuff, and I'm like, that can't be it.
No.
There's no way.
No, it's not quite that. It's not quite that bad.
It's not that bad.
No.
It ain't the Utica Yeti though. The Utica Yeti behind is pretty hot. That's all I gotta say.
It is. Everybody else on the live stream is going to get to see the Sparkle Muffin over the top of your face, Paul.
All right,
I'm Leota. But it's a pretty badass looking spider, really. Oh, I gotta watch the language. It's pretty cool looking spider. They decided to name it after. Now, Leota, I missed it. Is your training camp this weekend?
Yes, it's every weekend of December all the way up till the 18th. So the next 3 weekends, basically.
Next 3 weekends. And then, like Paul was saying, we are going to be live for the BS Productions channel. Might do a little live stream there. And the Yeti, of course, are definitely going to do a live stream for for what's going on down there. Now, your training camp, how is that breaking down? You said it's at is it basically 2-a-days every weekend? I mean, how do you guys try to fit it all in?
So it's going to be 2 practices, one in the morning on Sunday or Saturday, and then the other one's going to be in the evening on Saturday, and then one Sunday morning.
Okay, so kind of get you 3 and then get you in and out. Everybody can start heading home, get ready for work Monday morning. It's gonna be interesting. What are you most looking forward to with this being your first pro training camp?
Well, I'm really looking forward to hopefully playing my hardest and making the team, but God forbid anything happens, I'll know what level I have to get to and be willing to compete at in order to make it to the next level. So either way, it'll be a learning experience. Even after the first weekend, I'll know, or even after the first practice, I'll know where I have to be and where I have to step up to in order to fulfill that next step.
Right, to see what that level is playing. I mean, you guys got a lot of exposure playing Laxni, playing at the national tournament out there. You guys have had definitely an opportunity. But I think one thing is I think like the NABLL, a lot of the teams you've got your top 2-3 lines really seem to be like that pro level, and it'll be interesting to see how they put this together. Where, like you said, they're really hoping for all 20 guys to be as close to that level as possible. I'm interested to see how you do with your speed because you're a pretty fast guy out there. I'd like to see you competing against some serious athletes out there. I think you're gonna surprise yourself with your quickness.
Well, one thing that's Greg, with what you're saying with Pete, they got some rule changes in the PBLA, which are definitely going to be a benefit to Peter. Where kid's an athlete, and they want to showcase the athletes that can get up and down the field. If I'm not mistaken, they're only allowed to sub 2 players. So 2 of the 5 or 3 of the 5 have to go back and play defense. You can't do a full line change. So that's going to be a great, once again, lightning doing what lightning does. It strikes. And as far as, being able to get up the field, get that takeaway and then take it back down the field. That's one of Peter's great attributes. Where being a young, healthy kid who's keeping himself in shape and has a passion and a dream, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit.
Yeah, that kind of completely changes the game because now you're talking about having to do,
You got to be a
a full
two-way.
minute shift, 2 minute shift, as opposed to being able to get out there for 30 seconds. And hopefully, at one possession, if you're on defense, you've either recovered the ball or in less than 30 seconds. Then offense, obviously, you're hoping that if you don't score in 30, to be able to maintain possession is the only way you get it. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see where some of these guys fall with that conditioning. That's how are you expecting that to play out, Leota? I mean, are you expecting that to be a benefit for you? I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I was struggling running up and down the field yesterday. I think it'd be nice, and then it's gonna be. How do I say this? It's gonna be nice for kind of all around because now everyone has to be athletic and everyone has to get up and down, rather than you have that like one or two guys. No offense, Alex Cook, if he sees this, who's only playing offense and is jogging back down to the bench, itching to get back on just to go play offense. It eliminates guys like that for the most part, and it forces like everyone to get up and down, and everyone's going to get moving. So now, I mean, everyone's going to get tired eventually if that's how it's going to be played. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
really going to come down to who has it the most and who wants it the most.
yeah. Because I mean, in anything like an all-out sprint for 30 seconds, you're exhausted. And now if you
Mm-hmm.
have to maintain that, it'll make it interesting to see how they enforce that rule too. Because yeah, it's only two guys changing on the transition, but I mean, are you allowed to sub them out in between there? I Yeah, that'll be that'll be cool to see. I'm hoping to get to talk to somebody from the PBLA to kind of hear some of those things and get it explained to me. I don't do well with written things. It takes me a while to read it. I need to hear it.
Yeah, I'm still not familiar with all the rules yet. I know the penalty rules are kind of. I don't know how I feel about them. I've heard some guys like them, some guys don't. But say I were to get a 2-minute penalty, my team, my coach has the opportunity to say either sit the 2 minutes or hey, we're gonna let the other team shoot a penalty shot, and that wipes away the 2 minutes. Which I don't know. To me, I still don't know how I feel about that.
I like it.
Like I've heard mixed reviews about it. And like I know they want to limit like fighting where they're trying to like penalize it more, where if you were to instigate and like punch the guy without them like saying like, hey, yeah, we'll fight, we'll both drop the gloves, if you start it and instigate it, you get a 2-minute penalty on top of your 5-minute penalty instead of you both just getting a 5 minute. So they're kind of like, I don't know,
Well,
they definitely
technically
skewed
that's
away
how
from
it's
the
written
traditional
for the
rules.
NHL too, though, and it all depends on how your referees are going to enforce it or how they're going to be told to enforce it, because that 2 minute instigating, at least as far as the NHL is concerned, they kind of it's got to be fairly egregious before they enforce it. But I mean, if they're
Mm-hmm.
telling you guys that's not the case, I don't know. But yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that one plays out because fighting is and it's a huge part the fans love to see it when you go out there. Guys get excited. You're one of those emotional players. I could definitely see it, you know, happen in
Well,
a
that's
time or
what
two.
I think. From a coach and general manager concept, as far as you got to learn to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Walk away, save it for another time. You can't snap on the first hand wash that somebody gives you and gets it up underneath your mask, and you can't just light them up for that. You want to, you got to walk away. I'll get you. I got your number, bro. That type of thing. Got to keep that into it. You don't want one of your players being tossed out for the remainder of a game, and that's I like it. I kind of like the rule. You're getting down towards the end of a game, and you're down by a penalty, or you're down by a goal or two. Instead of sucking the life out of the clock, let them have the breakaway. You get a big save by your goalie, the rebound, whichever. Game's back on, and you're able to possibly get down there. Oh, look at that! We got some more people joining in. Yeah, but as far as the rules, that's a cool thing. I'm pretty excited about different rules, something to make it a little bit more interesting, fan friendly.
Mhm.
When are they going to bring in a 2-point shot? How far off is that?
True. I never even thought about that.
PBLA or the PLL threw it in there for the field. I don't know what it could definitely be something to talk about. I kind of like the traditional concept of the game. We don't need to go and try and tweak it too much. It's pretty damn good the way it is.
Mhm.
So, Ty Hill, I see you're out there. Are you there?
Yeah, what's up? I'm here.
You're there. I hear you. We
What's
got
up,
Ty
Ty?
Hill.
My phone doesn't let me show my video, so I'm trying to get it on my computer here.
Gotcha. We're working with you. We're hoping for a couple more guys to jump on here. Ty I just talked to him last night a little bit about it. He's also one of the guys that got an invite to head down to Binghamton as well to give it a crack. I say down to Binghamton. Guess what? He's coming back to Utica. He's coming out to Utica this weekend because it's at the Nexus Center, and pretty excited about that. How about you, Ty?
Hell yeah, man! That's gonna be awesome, man. Yeah, we got I think the Spark and the Bombers are both trying out at the same venue there, the Nexus Center. So
Yes.
might be a clash of two teams during tryouts, but yeah, we'll get to see the talent on the other teams, and everybody's gonna be definitely bringing their best for that weekend and for the rest of the training camps too. So yeah, really got to buckle down, and usually this time for me is training in the off season. So now it's awesome because get to play right through it, and yeah, get to try to be a pro. So
What'd you think of
yeah.
the Nexus Center, Ty?
Man, the Nexus Center is awesome, man. It's freaking got three rinks in there. And during the summertime, I think are they gonna all put turf down in the summertime?
Turf and ice will be down.
Oh,
That's
turf and ice.
turf and ice. One of the rinks will probably, and it all depends on. I'm assuming the demand of what the odd has. They can put the ice down in a matter of 24 hours. So
Oh,
yeah, they're able to. They got a pretty sweet system that they got, and as far as the turf will be down for the most part all summer long. That's what I'm
yeah,
excited
that's
about.
awesome, man. It's
Yeah,
always a place to play, always a place to practice. It's right there next to the odd. It's in the same like it connects to the odd.
it connects right to the odd. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's freaking
As far as those that were there at for the Laxney, parking was definitely a issue for Laxney, but since then they've got the parking lot squared away, and wow, is it it's huge, and there's plenty of parking. There's another parking lot that's going to be built as well, so the parking is never going to be an issue over there again.
mm-hmm.
Beecher,
See, search.
I muted myself. Yeah, so if
I
they
know you
took
did.
all those,
I see your mouth moving. I'm like, I can't hear you.
yeah, if they took all those gravel lots and made them pavement, that's got to be huge. I mean, there's got to be thousands of spaces there now.
There's got to be at least 1,000 car spots there. At
They got
least.
to open up the parking garage. No, the parking garage is a little farther down the road, but I
Yeah.
mean, maybe when the hospital gets put up and
Well,
now
there-
the
there-
Nexus Center,
There
the
is
parking
a
garage right there would be perfect.
there is a parking garage that's going up across the street from the odd area, right next to
Oh, they're
the.
gonna put up a new one?
Yeah, there's going to be another brand new one put up as well. So
Yeah, 'cause I know there's one over there that they don't use anymore.
yeah, just about a block and a half down the road there. Yeah, on the same
Mhm.
side as the police station.
Yeah, Utica's definitely making a lot of strides there. They've dumped a ton of money into the area. Good on Rabesh and that whole group getting the Nexus Center built and getting it done through COVID. That's pretty impressive.
They got a great crew down there. I mean, last night, we were supposed to start at 8, and we finally got on the floor in regards to start playing probably about 20 after. Soccer was before us, and we had to get the goal situation squared away, get the boards put up and everything. But that was the first time doing it. So now that we know what we're doing a little bit, we can speed the process up just a little bit. So it's a progress. It's work in progress. Very excited about it.
We've got a comment in the chat that they would love for a youth box lacrosse tournament at the Nexus Center, which Lax and I did have part of it, and I'm sure. There we go. We got Ty. I got to take his. Right now, I've actually got his advertisement sitting above him from the presentation last night, so now everybody can see Ty Hill on video.
Here we go.
But they're, yeah, the comment was about the youth tournament. You actually have some youth lacrosse going on there this weekend, right, Paul?
Yeah, well, we're starting up Tri-City Lacrosse, 40th year of Tri-City Lacrosse. We have our youth program getting ready to get fired up, starting at 2 o'clock, right after the PBLA is done. Our girls are going to be taken to it. As far as well, as far as the girls are going to be there. They're playing with the 6x6s though inside the rink. They're
So what is that?
starting slow.
Sixes
They're
they
gonna
call it.
yeah, or whatever they're calling it. Yeah. Which is fine. You want to what? I'm just elated that the girls are going to get an opportunity to see what it's like to be inside there, and they're going to start playing. There's no question. Some of these hockey girls and some of the girls that played at the Lax Night tournament on our girls team, again, that had some of the biggest cheers of that entire weekend were when the girls were playing box lacrosse, and they loved it. So I'm excited about the girls rocking. And then at 6 o'clock, the boys box starts. We've done field every year. This past spring, we started a youth program with the box just to introduce it, and now we're taking it into the Nexus Center, and hopefully all these hockey players. I know in our interview last night, Beecher, I was showing you a ton of the kids that were out on the ice, and I sure would hope that we can get our hands on them and get some lacrosse sticks in their hands because they'll love it, no question.
Speaking of giving out sticks, last night Ty Hill gave away a stick. So you had a kid. Chris Ryan's younger brother was it Sean Scott?
Casey,
Casey, sorry about that. But Casey and broke his arm. What the first play in Laxney?
first run on the never played box before, and Chris obviously does, and younger brother wants to be like Chris. I had an opportunity playing at Laxney, and it was his first run. Got out there, and whether I don't know if there was a size discrepancy in regards to the kid that put him into the wall, but he, it's box. He didn't know that you basically are going to be
You
pushed
got to be
around.
ready. And then, so then on top of it, he ended up getting his stick stolen. And Ty was nice enough to string up a stick, get it put together for him last night. One of those golden Ty Hill sticks, 4x Hills. Pretty nice setup you got there. Starting to see more and more of them out and about. I'm sure he definitely appreciates having a stick. So big thanks
Yeah,
to the Utica Yeti and 4x Hill for that one. How is
absolutely.
4x Hills busy stringing away selling sticks?
Oh man, yeah, I am stringing, man. It's like, yeah, stringing.
Yeah,
Keeping it going.
that's that's got to be something else. It's like one of those things when you're a kid, you're like, man, I really would love to be able to tie sticks for a living, and then like you said, you're just tying thousands and thousands of
Yeah,
sticks.
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, but it's awesome because you get to learn different things that you'd never try. Because I string my stick a certain way, and from everybody's wants and different needs, everybody has strings their stick up differently. So you get to see the different ways to string up a stick, and you get to learn the different techniques and the different knots and the different ways to string up a stick, and I love it. Love it.
How would you describe the pocket you like in your stick?
My pocket is I would just say it's an all-around pocket. It's got a little bit of a channel in it, not too much. I think box lacrosse typically they don't really use too much channel. Field lacrosse they use a lot more, and field lacrosse the ball sits a little bit lower. I think for guys because it's a little bit more one-handed cradles, and the when the ball sits a little bit lower, it's you just got more control and um,
It's a lot
like
different feel.
yeah. But for box, like for mine is more like in the middle, or mid high. Um, and I use the drop top style top string, which is invented by Heine Thompson, and he strung a stick, my first mesh stick, for me. So that's how he strung it like that for me, and then I've been stringing it like that ever since for myself.
And
Um,
that's now some people call it the Iroquois top string, but it's
yeah,
actually where you drop the mesh comes down a little bit and it's the knot tension so you don't click off the plastic, your actual mesh stops like what is it, like quarter inch below?
yeah. Well, there's different
Yeah.
lengths that you can set it up at too, and mine's like I know a lot of people they set it up like really low, but I don't go that low. I just go just enough, and the reason why I do that is because when I need to pick up I like it for when I pick up ground balls. So a lot of the time, sometimes during the game, like it's necessary that you pick up the ball. They call it Indian pickup. So you just kind of like turn your wrist and grab it real quick. And a lot of the times I need to do that in the game so I can keep moving. Otherwise, if I bend down and pick it up, it slows me down a little bit. So during the game, boom, pick it up like that, and that top string helps me to do that. And so that's the main reason why I do it for ground balls.
Nice. I've never actually heard anybody talk about why they do that top string for any reason other than trying to get the shot out faster. So to
Yeah,
hear,
that's another perk of it too. That's like probably the biggest one. But I found that if you string it too tight, which a lot of people do, then it won't allow you to pick it up the way I do as easily. So I make it a little bit looser, and just you got to get the tension right on there. So it's just boom, you can pick that up real easy, and it helps.
it's a real art, and to see some of these guys, Leota, are you one of these stick guys? Do you pay a lot of attention to yours, or are you rocking
No,
socket
I
less?
can't. I've tried getting into it, and it's just, man, it's tough. I don't have like the patience because you really do have to sit down and take your time and do it because like you could string up a whole stick, tie nose, and like if you just tie one knot just too tight, it can throw off the whole thing. And like I just can't. I can't. Not good at it.
Don't have the patience for doing that. You just kind of
No, I've tried so many times.
but do you so do you even know what style pocket you have, or you just kind of have give it to the
Okay.
guy on the
That I do.
teammate and
That I do. Because I mean, I originally came from like playing field, so I do have a very low pocket, and all of my heads have channels in them, and I like my shooting strings a little tight, so they have a little whip to them. But I actually bought uh, Jesse DeMaze's stick, and there is no channel in that, and it is like more of like a box style pocket where it's in the middle, and I love the way it feels. Like I could feel when the ball's in there, and I feel like I have way more control over the ball, and I don't know, I really like it, and I'm gonna try and start like moving away from the traditional like field style like pockets and heads. Uh, yeah. It's really it.
I know somebody that you can get a hold of that can hook you right up.
I know.
He's got some magic sticks. I can tell you that much.
Ty, that shaft that I bought off you is great.
Oh,
Haven't
good.
dented it, haven't bent it or anything yet. I ran through 4 sticks in the season. And yours is the one that's lasted me the longest.
Good, man. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I use the same one that I gave you too. So yeah, I'm happy with them too. I like it because you don't have to worry about it. You can cross check, you can slash, you can just use it. You can just play and you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, it's good. Thanks for the feedback.
What is
You're
the
welcome.
shaft?
It's just it's a shaft that I have. It's it's like it's a box. It's a box shaft. It's a little bit too heavy for field, I would think. The shafts that they got now are super light and super easy to break. So a lot of them, like if you try to play with it in box, they'll snap.
Yeah.
They'll definitely snap.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah. Yeah, and you kind of got to worry because I used to play with a different stick that I didn't want to ever play defense with it, and I like playing defense. So yeah, I'm glad I found that. Glad I found that stick. It's good.
Hey Ty, you just mentioned something right there about playing defense and everything. What's your thought process on this PBLA rule in regards to the three guys got to stay back on defense. Only 2 guys can change off, so it gives you an opportunity to do your game as well. Then you're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about it, but for me, I like it because I think it keeps things fresh too. To change up that rule and bring a new rule in and to make people change and adapt their game to these new rules. I think it's awesome. And a lot of the old timers, they'll say when they watch lacrosse, they'll say, well, this is just offense defense. We got guys running out there, they don't even play offense or they don't play defense, whatever. We stayed out there, we played both ways. We were real lacrosse players. So I think it's a time. I think they will appreciate it too, to see more 2-way lacrosse being played, offense and defense.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited too.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
It is gonna be good. It is gonna be good.
Yeah, I think they got the right idea too going into these not really small market teams, but more. I mean, it's more of a community feel. Binghamton's not like it's not New York City, but Binghamton's great. They've got a local hockey team that they support, which is awesome. I'm sure the team down in Virginia, similar setup, I would imagine, with these smaller town markets where they really are going after the community feel. Because like in Glens Falls, we've got the Thunder, and all the Thunder fans, they love them. They're so dedicated. It's a different feel. All the kids have a connection with the players. They really are invested in. They know who the players are. They know the guys. I'm really excited to see how this league turns out. I think guys like you, Ty, and Peter are really gonna shine in it because, like Ty, your defense is very underrated as far as nobody thinks you play defense. But if you watch enough of the Yeti games, you see you get back, and every now and again you'll be out on the penalty kill, and it's nice to see. And then like Leota charging up the floor, I think that whole style you guys played with so much basically Tony kind of lets you guys as far as express like if Leota felt like running up with the ball, he was allowed to run up with the ball, and then sometimes he would pass it out to you, but he was kind of allowed to make that choice and to see the way you guys played, like on the back checking. It was something the team was really getting good at towards the end of the championship game. The beginning of the game, not so much, but really hitting those transitions and making sure that if you're the far guy, you're staying out. And yeah, I think it'll be a really cool part of this league, and I think you guys playing for Tony and the way you guys played this year is really going to benefit you guys going into the tryouts in the season.
Yeah, I agree with you too. It was awesome. Like what you mentioned, that Tony let us make our own decisions and go up if we needed to, and come back and just be our own player. And to a certain extent. But I think Pete, it was awesome to see Pete, and especially in the championship game and all throughout the season, like he kept getting more and more comfortable with running it up and just shooting and letting it go. And that's what we need. We need those hard shots. We need those guys bringing it up. The guys that aren't set on offense. Those are the goals. I said it last time in the interview that we had last time.
Yeah.
Like when we get those goals from the guys like Pete and the guys like our other transition guys that aren't really labeled as the traditional scorers. When we get a goal like that, it's like, oh my God, it's like, yes, especially on when you're running it up. And that one I remember of Pete, he ran it up and then he didn't run it all the way up and to put it in up close. He wound up and took an outside shot, and that was like, man, when that went in, he was excited, and that's on the video, and he's like, you can tell how excited it was, and he
He
got the whole
turns right
crowd
around.
into it.
He's
Yeah,
like,
it was
yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
Like
that one stays in my mind.
Yeah. It's
Mhm.
you definitely learned that or earned that nickname this year, Spark Plug or Lightning Bolt. I like that. I've heard a couple guys call you that, and that's fitting for your style of play too, the way you run down and like you says, and then sometimes they would be so used to you charging in, you would actually see the defense start to close down, like getting ready for you to make a drive, and they just pull out and pass it to Ty or somebody else. It was yeah, you guys really came a long way this year. What do uh what are you most looking forward to with this PBLA opportunity?
You want to go, Pete?
No, he asked me this question earlier.
Yeah,
You got
he
the
Oh,
got
floor.
to
did
go earlier while we were waiting for you to show up, but this one's for you, Ty.
um I think, well, for me, it's just a test of the next level. You know, I am very excited to be playing against other people that of this other pro league. Um, and I know they're going to be very competitive, and I know that they're going to be serious lacrosse players. And to tell you the truth, I am, you know, I have some butterflies, and I hope that I'm prepared enough and trained enough to compete with these guys, because these guys are, like I said, they're serious, and they want to play and they want to make it to the next level. I think the goal of this PBLA is to go to the next level, which is NLL. So I hope that I get my shot in NLL. That's what I'm hoping for after this PBLA, is to get some looks from the NLL and keep progressing to the next level.
Yeah, I think that's one of the other cool things about this league is that you got 200 players in the NLL, and now we're going to have about 200 more players that are going to get a chance to. People are going to get a chance to watch and see. There's not a huge drop off. I think the NLL could easily fit another 8 teams in there, and there's
Hmm.
enough talent to go around. Uh,
Hmm. Yeah.
Now Binghamton seems to be you guys have a few Yeti players that are trying out. Now you already have a relationship with Neil. He's coaching there, and Coach Lewis down there. What is that's got to be a little bit, comforting knowing that you've played for his style before. You've played for him all year. Last year playing for the Yeti under, listening to the way Neil likes to talk, and you kind of understand his philosophy about lacrosse.
Yeah. It's definitely one of the deciding factors that I was making in where I was gonna go. Um, Me and Neil played together. We won championships together. He's coached me, and we played together on the same squad on different teams. And we gel really good out there on the floor. And I like his coaching style too. So he the thing about this now is that we were players, we were roommates when we when we went to the President's Cup and won the President's Cup out in British Columbia. We've done the movie together. He was a producer on the movie, so he took care of us there. Me and Neil's relationship is really good. Um, so, but he knows when he becomes a coach, he expects a certain level of professionalism, and he has his own expectations for his lacrosse players. So just because I know that I could get cut just because he's my buddy. I mean, he told me, he's like, you better be ready. He's like, this is a tryout. It's well, you're trying out for the team. It's like, oh, I had to realize, like, I am trying out for a team. I don't just because I signed the contract doesn't mean I'm on there. So yeah, it put me into a better state of mind, and I'm going in and I'm gonna try my best. And yeah, I gotta make the team first. And
That's a
so yeah, he's good. He's good like that. So he's putting me in my place, and I gotta show up.
yeah. I actually one of my favorite quotes from Neil is uh 90% of life is showing up. After you showed up, you might as well do your best because you're there, and basically never be satisfied with whatever your best was at that point. Keep moving forward and keep trying. And yeah, there's a lot to be said. He said that as we were out at nationals, and we were just kind of making our way through it, and just the grind of trying to get all that production done. And he could see us running in and out. And that's what he said. He's like, yeah, 90% of life is showing up, and then doing the best you can and making the best of your opportunities. And
Hmm.
yeah, now talking of that, Peter, what was it like for you to be a new box lacrosse player, get to learn for all these guys? I know we talked a little bit about this on the podcast when you came on, but I mean, getting to play for some of those guys there, Tony, Neil, uh, Ryan Lewis, just having that experience and learning so fast.
I know I actually took it as a blessing because there are a lot of kids like me out there that don't have lacrosse anymore. And so getting the opportunity to play box was amazing, and I'm so grateful for it. And there definitely was a learning curve from guys like Ty who've played box since they were like little, compared to me who's just getting into it. Even though I've played lacrosse since I was little, but box was completely new to me, and like learning from those guys was huge and definitely beneficial. And even like I'm not a big offensive guy, but like watching Ty play and just picking up on like little things, small things, and it really excelled my game. And I'm definitely gonna keep like watching. I've been watching a lot of old NLL games just to get a kind of a better feel and view of how like the offense works, because it's not all just a one man show. Like it can be in field where like the pick game is so different, and then it just gets down to inches really, compared to even if you just hold up your guy a little bit where you trap their stick with their elbow, or someone traps your stick with your elbow, it throws that guy off just a tiny bit. And if I'm on offense, like I got to be aware of like people are going to do that to me, or um just small, like very small things can change the whole game. And I, I would never have learned any of it if I didn't, watch Ty or learn from Tony, and watch Neil and learn from Neil. And like, it definitely put me a step ahead than where I would have been if those guys weren't around.
Yeah, that's that all goes to you, Paul. I mean, you've definitely put together a team. You've really given a lot of guys a chance to play some lacrosse that even a lot of guys probably would tell you that they didn't deserve to play against some of the competition they got to play. But you've getting them into that Laxney tournament, and then you guys earned your way out to nationals, and you earned your position in Laxney. And yeah, I just think it's been cool the way that whole team kind of came together. And then next thing you know, you guys are playing Gold Star, and it's like, wow. I would have really liked to seen a healthy Yeti team out there. I think it would have been a little different.
Okay.
Uh, but I
I,
mean, you were missing a couple of the big guns.
yeah.
A couple guys were banged up a little bit. You guys just came from nationals, the end of the season, but I can't wait for see how it plays out. Now, Pete, what is the biggest difference going into box from field as a strictly field player, and then this is your first year? Like, what did you notice the biggest? Is it that it's inches? Like everything is that much more important. Your shot placement is that much more accurate. Like just getting a little bit on that guy for the pick who gives somebody like Ty an extra half a second with his hands free to be able to shoot. Or is there something
Hmm.
else that you noticed out there that
Uh, that definitely, and like, I mean, everyone knows like the physicality aspect. It's a lot different, and it's a lot more tiring. Like everyone wants to go out there and give someone a good push. Like if you could push a guy, I don't know, 5 yards and then he hits the boards, yeah, it's cool. He dropped the ball, but it's tiring. It takes just as much energy as to play really hard, good physical defense as it does to run down the field and back. So, and it takes a lot more on your body. And, you got to be, because there's a lot of guys in field lacrosse that are strictly speed. Like they don't have the greatest of stick skills and they could just blow by guys and rip a 80, 90 mile an hour shot and put it past the goalie. But box, you definitely have to be more like in shape and in tune with your body and in the right mindset before you step onto the field.
kind of like that difference between striking and grappling? Like, punchers always got a chance with that fast hands, but the grapplers, if you've got that endurance to really grind up against somebody, because every offensive and defensive possession, that's really what it comes down to. You've got your set plays, but it's really just two men pushing against each other who's got stronger will to work it around.
Mm-hmm.
With what you're saying right there, Greg, is to the two people that are on screen with us. I know, Ty. I say a dancer. When you watch Ty, he's two step and a twist, and turning, and this, you know, I know Ty does a lot of working out and everything. He also throws into his workout though yoga. Well, keeping that stretch and keeping the body limber and everything. That's it. A little bit of his style, and then you throw Peter in there. Peter, once again, he's learning from these guys, but Peter boxes and he grapples. Two different styles of lacrosse, but when they get on the field together, man, it's music to the ears. I mean, you watch these guys dance around. The boxers dance. Tie on. That last night I'm officiating and I'm watching these guys, and that's why I love the officiating concept, is because it's the best seat in the house. Where I'm sitting there watching Ty split down through the middle. He's checking his right, he's checking his left, he's making sure nobody's going to be coming through and throwing the bump to him. But his head is on a swivel. He's looking around and he's dancing, and I'm sitting there going, "That is freaking poetry right there." And then you watch Peter. Peter's going to sit there and I'm going to break you down because I'm going to run through you. And that's, I don't know. I
It's
get pumped up for these guys when I'm
that's
watching what they
Yeah,
do.
that's one of my favorite parts is there's no one way to be successful. Everybody has very different styles. And like talking to Kiefer, his podcast is going to be coming out soon. I just started clipping his stuff up. And I love it because like that Kiefer, I'm just going to blow through you style. I'm going to outgrind you and just smash into you as fast as I can. And like, you know, Leona has a similar style as far as I'm going to smash you, but it still doesn't look the same. Is like I don't know how to describe Kiefer's style. It's like a rougher, gruffer, just like rah, and like the Leona, you've got a little more float to you. Ty, I've told you before. I think you're one of the most finesse lacrosse players. Like I love watching you play. Like the way you move and dance around with the stick is impressive, and that's what like I said, I love is just watching the different ways, and it all comes together to see how like you guys with two very different styles, but playing together and playing on the same line sometimes and just running up the floor and yeah, it's what really makes this sport so special.
It is cool. It is good, and you're bringing a gentleman, Ty Hill. That's like you said, and we've said in several different comments. The guy's been playing for Ty. What are you, 33 now? How old are you now?
I'm 35.
35. So you've been playing every bit of 32 years, anyhow, and I'm sure you had a stick in your cradle as far as that goes. To watch. And then I look at my wombat from Whitesboro, and who's a kid who just two different. I don't know. It's great to see the kid looking to the general. Ty was a captain on the Yeti this year. You want to know what? For somebody to ask him a question, well, try it like this. To give him that special insight, that's leadership. Talking to people. Some people are loud boisterous. I'm a loud barker. Then you got the small, not small, but the quiet type that listen. Try this. When you're going through, try the Indian snap. With the Indian cradle. Don't get body down. Pick it up. Get out of there. Get your head. To see what these guys, as far as the guys that have been in the box for their whole lives, helping the guys that are field guys coming out and playing and taking it, taking a kid like Peter Leota and helping him reach pinnacle dreams while they're reaching for their dreams as well. That's team. That's the cool thing about it. I've heard a couple people say, and Beecher, you've said it, you've heard it. A lot. How did we win that championship game? Well, it's called team.
You guys were
not one person, team.
Yeah. So many guys said it was because it's a different environment with the Yeti. There's a difference in the way you guys, like when you show up, it's a party. Everybody's smiling and laughing when you're out there warming up. They're all friends. It's a different environment. That's why we can always count on all you guys to show up for us, and we try to show up as much as we can for you guys. And I am so excited to see what this PBLA brings forward. I unfortunately got to wrap this up here, guys, because it's I turned into a pumpkin here in a couple minutes. But I can't wait, Ty. I'll see you out there Sunday. Pete, I won't see you out there Sunday, but I look forward to hearing from you. Hopefully, you can touch base with us, and we'll find out that you had a great training camp too, and we'll try to. I want to try to do this once a week with Paul, and we'll hopefully stay in touch with you guys throughout the year and see how the PBLA is progressing and how all the Yeti players are making their way through it. So
it's a great thing, Beecher. What you and Mrs. Beach are doing is great stuff, and the Utica Yeti family can't thank you enough because what you're doing with getting these highlights out there. Thank you, brother. It's
Ty Hill still got the record though. He's got 35,000 views on one of his shorts. I can't even get close to it.
You're getting there.
Really?
Yeah, one of the first shorts I posted to you got 35,000 views. I have not come anywhere close to that since then.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah, but it was that quick shot of heroin. It was like, yeah, there's a ton of views, and now here's a little bit of reality for you. But yeah,
that's what it's all about, Beecher. We thank you for what you're doing. You and the missus and the family. You guys have been awesome, and appreciate you very much. This is great stuff, and whatever we can do to get the BSP out there, that's what we're gonna do.
BSP. That's right. Well, that's actually a Yeti pen. That's not even a blue squash
okay.
pen.
She does a great job. If you guys are looking for the knickknacks, Mrs. Beach has got it going.
And the hoodies from Ty Hill, Family Landscaping here. You got to keep Pete employed throughout the off season. So that's awesome. Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you guys on Sunday, and I'll talk to you, Pete.
Awesome. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Ty Hill. Thanks very much, Peter.